Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with John and Mika. Obviously it's just Chef John tonight. Mika is at work, so we're going to go ahead and prepare dinner for her so she has it when she gets home after a long day at the hospital. So guys, tonight we are going to be cooking up a nice southern favorite with a little bit of a twist. We're going to be making a meatloaf, one of my favorites, especially the way I do it. You know, just a little something. We're also going to have some roasted vegetables. We're going to roast up some carrots and some squash. You guys have probably seen us do the carrots, probably squash before, but we're going to go through that again with it. Also, for all of the ingredients for tonight's recipe, see below in the description section. So you can look down there, you'll see all the ingredients, and you pull them up as you go along. So anyway, let's get started. I'll show you what you will need. Wahaha. So cool. So what you'll see here is I already have a pound of ground beef. So this recipe is really going to be for 2 or 3 servings, depending on how much you like to eat. I went ahead and diced up my squash. They're going to be about the width of a knife blade. Not knife blade, but knife handle, sorry. And I went ahead and quartered some rainbow carrots. Now we love rainbow carrots. They're so flavorful, they're amazing, and they bring a beautiful color to your dish. Other things you will need, you'll also need, a half teaspoon of celery salt, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Trust me. You only need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. You'll need 1 tablespoon of oregano, and that is what you're going to have for this. You also need 1 clove of garlic. Again, we love our minced garlic, and 1 clove is going to be 1/2 teaspoon of that. Okay. For your vegetables, obviously you're going to need some salt, some pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and again, we love to sprinkle the top of ours with the roast vegetable and fried spice blend by the Gourmet Collection. If you don't have it, don't worry, you don't have to have it on there. It's just something we like to do with ours. Mwah! So I've already got my oven preheated to 425 degrees. That will be the temperature we're going to both cook the meatloaf and the vegetables in. And I already have my baking sheet foiled and sprayed with olive oil spray for our vegetables. So now that I already have them cut, we'll do the veggies first, and we'll show you how to make the meatloaf. We're just going to go ahead and throw our squash on there first, on one side, and our carrots on the other, beautifully laid out. Go ahead and brush them with a little bit of olive oil. This will help them roast up nicely without burning. It also helps the seasoning stick to it, of course. And your squash will absorb that oil. Your carrots, get them nice and brushed as well. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And for your salt and pepper, you guys know me, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm not really going to measure out the salt and pepper. Just sprinkle it over there nice and light for your salt. And let's get the carrots. Beautiful. Some black pepper. Hope everybody is doing awesome out there tonight. Just some black pepper, and we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to sprinkle it over it nicely. Don't worry, I will show you guys what we have going on the finished product before it goes in the oven and after it goes in the oven. as it turns out, our Creole shrimp and mushroom cream reduction recipe is a hit. We've had some people try it already and they loved it. Makes us happy. I'm going to shake this up good because it does tend to chunk up. It's got all those great flavors and stuff in there. It's got onion, celery, other spices. It's just really good. I'm going to get a nice pour in my hand and I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top of everything. If you do happen to get some of this right here, trust me, you will put it on all of your roasted vegetables. That's about the only way we eat a lot of our vegetables anyway, is just by roasting them. It's just an easy way to do it. It's clean. That's going to be that. And I'll let you guys take a look at what that is. And they're beautiful. Awesome. Go ahead and pop that in the oven for 17 minutes. So let's go ahead and set our timer. 17 minutes and start. Okay. And let's move on to the meatloaf. So here we are with the meatloaf. A couple other things you will need for the meatloaf is 1 egg and a half a cup. Simple. Half a cup. Oh, sorry, not half. 1/3. 1/3 cup. We don't want to go half cup. 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs. It's just going to pull it together and you know, make it seal, as you would say. That way your meatloaf doesn't fall apart and just become ground mess in your pan. Okay. So you see, I've already added all my spices and my egg and my breadcrumbs, garlic, the whole 9 yards. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this into a nice ball. As easy as that is. Wow, let me move this out some more so you guys can see me. Ah, cool. Okay, so I'm going to make that into a nice ball. And as it forms a nice ball, I'm just going to start working it into an oval shape. And this is going to make it into a loaf, because it's meat loaf, right? And you don't have to really squeeze it hard, just kind of roll it around your hand. The weight of the meat is going to press it out. Look at that. Looking beautiful. Now that I have that taken care of, I have a Pyrex dish. Place that in there, and we're going to pat it a little bit flat, keeping your sides squared off in the end. Beautiful. Love it. We have ourselves a beautiful meatloaf. And we're going to pop that in the oven as well. And then we will make our sauce for it. Alright guys, the sauce. This is going to be the topping for it, okay? Drag everything over here so you can see what it is. It's crazy, I know. Already whipped it up. So, Sweet Baby Ray's honey chipotle barbecue sauce, okay? 2 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon A1 sauce. 1 to 2 dashes, depending on how heavy your dash is. 1 to 2 dashes of Lamb's Parents Worcestershire sauce. And a half teaspoon of mustard. Again, guys, if you can get this mustard, if you can find it anywhere, Mustard Company, the Black Truffle is going to be so amazing on it. I promise you, if you can find this, order it online. Look in your specialty shops. You're not going to find it just at any grocery store. But once you go Mustard Company, you hardly ever buy any of the mustard there is. And the Black Truffle is to die for. Okay? We're going to toss it in. Mix it up. Beautiful. And once that pops out, we're going to coat the top of our meatloaf and slide it back in for another 5 minutes. Let's see, your meatloaf is actually in for 30 minutes. Your vegetables are in for 17 minutes, okay? 425 degrees. So we're going to coat it with the sauce, slide it back in for 5 more minutes. It's going to be a total of 35 minutes. When you pull it out, it is going to be ready to eat and so amazing. We'll catch it when we pull it out. See you in a minute. All right, guys. So it has time to pull everything out. The vegetables have come out already. I just popped them back in for just a moment to warm them up. Meatloaf, look at that, isn't it beautiful? So now I'm just going to top it with my sauce. Just get a nice even coat all over it. Don't worry, I will show you before I pop it back in the oven. It's beautiful. Gorgeous, right? So I'm going to slide it back in the oven for 5 minutes. Just to let that get nice and hot and sort of caramelize on top of it. And then we'll be ready to take it out. See you in a minute with our finished dinner. Alright guys, dinner is done. It's out of the oven. It's beautiful, and voila! Gorgeous meatloaf and roasted vegetables. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you may have learned a little something. If not, maybe again you learned a different way of cooking meatloaf. Just a couple side notes. You can always add some actual fresh onion in there, diced up, or slice up a couple bell peppers and mix inside of it. It's fantastic. It's delicious. Mika just doesn't like that herself as far as crunches on the crunch of the inside. I know a lot of people do, but don't worry. It's amazing if you do it that way also. Just gives it a little extra panache. Again, thank you for tuning in. Look forward to seeing those subscribers skyrocket finally. Maybe. It's one step closer to going live and one step closer to my chili Diablo recipe. Love you guys. Miss you guys. And once again, fleur-bitty fleur.